Normally you have to pay money to hear this kind of music, and you guys are getting it for free, so. Just be honest, I might embellish this one a little bit because he's my son. So Mason Animikwan, he's 19. He's a classical pianist from here in Wiikwemkoong. He recently graduated from Manitoulin Secondary School. He's been playing for 7 years. Mason has developed a profound love for classical music, both as a listener and performer. His musical inspirations include masters like Chopin, Mozart, Beethoven, Bach, Liszt, and Tchaikovsky, whose works continue to shape his artistry. Mason studied under the esteemed Toronto-based concert pianist named Robert Horvath. He is a graduate of the prestigious Liszt Academy of Music in Budapest, Hungary. It's the only university in the world founded by Franz Liszt himself in 1875. If you don't know Franz Liszt, Google him. He's one of the best pianists in the world. He's no longer with us. He died a long time ago, but the legendary institution boasts a lineage of musical instructions that can be traced back to Beethoven, and that's who Mason's teachers learned from. Looking ahead, Mason plans to contribute studies in Germany this coming fall, so he'll be going to Europe to go study and continue his piano studies with the ultimate goal of going to study at the same institution where his teacher, Robert Horvath, studied at the Franz Liszt Academy. His recent achievements, he recently completed his level 8 RCM piano certification from the Royal Academy of Music here in Canada. He was awarded an honors distinction in both performance and theory. He also got a high school credit for playing piano. First time anybody's ever done that at MSS. And just a few weeks ago, he performed at the Kiwanis Music Festival. He was the only entry into the ARCT category, which is the highest level category in the RCM levels. And he got a 95 for his original composition and 88 for his interpretation of Chopin's Ballade in G minor, Opus 23. In addition to his own studies and accomplishments, Mason is giving back to the community by teaching a small group of piano students, one who is here today, Patience, nurturing our next generation of musicians. So, I just get lost of words because he works hard, 4 hours a day at least. See, Mason, turn it down. That's why I bought you headphones. But he doesn't like wearing headphones. So, without further ado, our last performer, he's going to be performing 4 original pieces, and then the last 3 are from Claude Debussy and Chopin. So, ladies and gentlemen, my son Mason Animikwan.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And that piece was originally dedicated to my mother, who has given me life and given me a place to call my own, a reason to play piano, and I dedicate that to her for Mother's Day as well. And thank you. So, on top of that, these next two pieces I'm going to be playing are two nocturnes. One of them is in F sharp major, and the other in B major. These are dedicated to my lovely girlfriend that I love dearly, and her name is Katie, and I dedicate it to her because it made me think of her right away. And the next piece I'm going to be playing for you is actually going to be very, very close to my heart. So please, thank you. This next piece I'm going to be playing for you is a waltz that I wrote, and it's actually going to be in a movie that my friend wrote, actually, called Real Love, and it's going to be premiering at the Wingish Film Institute. And it's a very lovely piece. A lot of my friends really love this piece as well. And it's a waltz, so you can dance to it. And yeah, I honestly hope that you guys will enjoy it. Thank you. That was very lovely, wasn't it? These next three pieces are going to be by composers many of you might have heard of. This next piece I'm going to be playing for you is Debussy's Clair de Lune, and I'll give you a little bit of context. Debussy wrote this piece in 1890, and he was very inspired by a poem wrote at the same time by a French poet called Clair de Lune. And it's supposed to depict the moon, but of course there's no moon out right now, but I'll look at the sun. But I hope you guys enjoy it. The next piece after that is Frédéric Chopin, and after that I'm done, so thank you. I think my dad should actually probably just leave this on, honestly. Well, these last two pieces are from Frédéric Chopin. This one is actually from it's not a published work that Chopin completed in his lifetime. This piece was actually published in 1830, or no, 1930. And Chopin did not want this piece published because it's actually an exercise that he wrote for the piano. And he was very against it being published, and he wanted all of his old works that he didn't want to publish to be burned. But his sister, who actually managed to get the composition, saved it from being burned, and she brought it to her in Warsaw. And many people actually recovered the manuscript, and it's a very beautiful piece. Chopin composed this in the midst of the turmoil of the Russian occupation of Poland in 1830, and he was very distraught for his home, and he wanted to call back through that piece. And this is a very wonderful nocturne, and I hope you guys love it. And the last piece I'm not going to introduce because it needs no introduction. Thank you.
I'm going to turn it off.
One final round of applause to the people that arranged this. My father, Rick, many other people that have arranged this concert. Thank you so much. If we don't have anybody to organize our concerts, who are we going to play for? And yes, thank you. Another round to my applause to my friends that support me, that love me, and provide me with the best entertainment in the entire world, and show up to every concert that I do. Thank you. And thank you to Rick and all the other performers that sounded lovely. Thank you, and I'm going to be taking off as well. All right, thank you.
Just some background on that piece. He's been working on that for 7 years. That's 18 pages of sheet music, memorized. So just to wrap things up, I want to say some thank yous because stuff like this doesn't happen just by two people. First of all, I want to thank the Wiikwemkoong Wellness Fund for sponsoring this event. We applied for $10,000. This piano costs $8,000 to bring in, or $6,000, something like that. I want to thank Wiikwemkoong Security because they patrolled the Holy Cross last night to make sure this instrument was okay. I want to thank the IT department for supplying us with their Starlink at the band office. I want to thank the Holy Cross Mission and Father Paul for the opening prayer. And of course our performers, Aiden Leadham, Rick Mowdy, and Mason Animikwan. And also prior to this event happening a couple of days ago, there was a cleaning crew that came in here, Tish Mantuabi, Rosemary Wakagijik, Mary and Tom Wolf. Also want to thank Don Jocko in the Buzzwa store and JD's Garden Center for supplying the wonderful floral arrangements that we have. Also, a really big thank you to Ashley and Patience for live streaming and capturing this event on video. And what was the tuner's name again? The tuner? So we had a tuner come in. There's only a handful of people in Northern Ontario that tunes pianos, and he came in this morning to tune this to make sure that it sounded perfect for you guys today. But last but not least, we want to thank the Steinway & Sons Piano Company, located in Markham, Ontario, and Tom Lee Music in Vancouver. They waived the fee for the rental. All we had to pay for was transportation, so they pretty much donated the piano. All we have to do is get it here. So on your way out, we'll have a collection basket. If you feel like donating any money to the nursing home fund, you can feel free to do so.